Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.
Now let's correct the microphone.
Yes,
That's okay,
because
though.
No, because here's the problem, Veronica. You're not over there on the side of the room.
See,
You're in the middle. You need to put the microphone in front of your face.
same S, different day. I will say she never puts the mic in front of her face, and it's banana pants.
I think here's the thing that I think that the audience needs to understand
Understand audience.
about Veronica.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She is both the most helpful, competent,
Yes.
easygoing,
Absolutely.
and capable person in the world,
100p.
and the biggest pain in the ass in the room
Starting off strong.
We're starting off strong.
simultaneously.
Yes, because
She has this simultaneous ability.
because she's awesome, but
She is 100% pure awesome.
But she's stubborn.
Even in the way she's impossible.
Yes,
It's
yes.
kind of awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely, it's part of who she is.
I have a lot of respect for the amount of problems that she can cause with her stubbornness.
It's so true. It's
Yeah,
so
with
true.
with her
We
sheer,
adore you. You. She's like, who, me?
No.
Yeah.
She every day,
Right?
She makes us lose our minds a little bit.
Am
in
I
the
wrong?
Best kind of way. No, you're not
Keep
wrong.
me on your toes, guys. Come on.
Yes,
you do.
that's true.
And it's all pure love.
It is.
Well, that's
pure.
nice.
Sincere.
And we feel that from you.
I
We
do feel the love
Even when we're like,
and the pain
and the anguish.
and the simultaneous frustration.
Yes.
But also, satisfaction.
Yes.
Because it's not like she doesn't kick butt,
Thank you, sir.
but
Thank you.
at everything that she's asked to do, she does.
She does. She's great.
She
just does. Ronnie's gonna Ronnie.
Ronnie is gonna Ronnie. That's it.
She's just gonna do the thing that she wants to do.
She's like, nah, I don't need the microphone to be in front of my face. It doesn't matter that you tell me every single week to push the microphone in my face. She's like, nah,
Yeah.
nah, that doesn't suit me.
Yeah. Yayo. Every morning in this office, we say yayo to each other. That's the office battle cry. That's the start of the day. It's our morning bell, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
We know that we're all here when we get the yayo. Well, I mean, we individually yayo to one and the other, but the full chorus of yayos are the office is full.
That's when it happens.
Right, that's when it really
Whoever shows up last gets the best.
Gets the best yayo.
Yayo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because they get the triple yayo.
Yeah. Because if you're first, then the next person to come in, you get the double yayo, which is a really nice yayo. It's like, hey,
it's
we're
nice to
here.
be yayoed.
We're all about the yayo.
It's always nice to be
But the
yayoed.
triple yayo is the best.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's the
It
best.
is. Well, and I guess what you could say is if you're here first or second, you get more yayos.
That's true.
You get an additional yayo.
Multiple yayos.
Multiple yayos, but you only whereas if you come last, you get the biggest yayo, but it's only one.
It's only one.
yayo.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Totally
I suppose downsides and upsides, much like Ronnie. I'm just kidding, ladies and gentlemen. I'm being a stinkler.
Stinkler.
I'm
Yeah,
being
which
a
is
stinkler.
our slang word for stinker, which became stinkler, and it became the cutest thing ever. And so now we say stinkler.
So now we call each other stinklers when we're
Stinklers.
doing this poop talk that
Yes.
we sometimes do to one another.
Yes.
Which we do a little bit in the office. We do make fun of each other a little bit. In a light,
it's a friendly, playful razzing that's appropriate for the day and age that we live in.
That's correct.
That's what I'm saying.
We're
right now.
respectful.
We've been through training. We know how to take care of each other and do the right thing.
I hope so. Boy, but Veronica is packing her bags and leaving.
Oh
so
no, Veronica! No, we were just
I don't
kidding.
know what I
I'm outta here.
said there.
Bye, guys.
To be fair to Veronica, is she has a fun. Her stinkler move. We all have stinkler moves.
Is what she just did
Her
by not
stinkler
moving the
move
microphone.
is to act stubborn about something that she doesn't really necessarily care about, but she's like, this will match this kind of thing we do.
Yeah.
And she's very good at it and very stubborn when she does it. So that's why she never puts a microphone in front of her face every single day. And then we always have to be like, Ronnie, move the microphone in front of your face.
Well, it's because honestly, when we started having her on the show, she was like, the moment I remember I first told her, I was like, yeah, you're gonna be on the microphone, and she was like, no. What?
Yeah.
But you've come a long way, I
Yes.
would say, in almost 2 years of being on the show, because at first you were, but now, right out of the gate, you were giggling and laughing. She's easy.
got it nailed.
She's got this down.
Yes.
Even
And for
though
the-
she doesn't want to put the microphone in.
For the record, officially,
Yeah.
Veronica is all of the first things I said.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
She's also a stinkler.
She's competent.
And you're a
She's
stinkler,
capable.
and I'm a stinkler.
She's wonderful. She's amazing. She's kind. She gets things done. She's awesome. I have no complaints about Veronica whatsoever. Just so that the censors who review the show and bleep me out all the time.
You're just trying to
To
get.
know.
You're just trying to get her to unpack her bags and stay.
I don't want her to leave. I don't want her to leave because I literally don't know how to run this place without her anymore.
I can't let you go.
I'm so hosed.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Biofriendly Podcast, the greatest podcast in the world. You've heard of us before, and if you haven't heard of us, it means you've been living under a rock and you're an idiot.
Yep, that's correct.
So I just want to put that out there right
congratulations,
now.
idiot,
Way to go on being
for not listening to the show, moron.
being the last person on earth to
You
find out
complete and utter rock of a human.
you have been missing out, and now the only course of action is to go back to the very beginning, listen to all the shows, learn everything, and then you can go to every event, every party, you can go to every school gathering, and when people say this statement, you can go, well, actually,
Actually.
except for maybe some of those subjects that we get them some right.
If you hear us say something like, I think I'm going to get in trouble for this one, or
Yeah.
I don't know if it quite have this one right,
maybe don't
don't
use
quote that one
Yeah.
because we're kind of talking a little bit for entertainment,
Yes.
and not necessarily
we
100%.
are educators as well as entertainers.
Yes, and sometimes those get confused,
Yes.
and we educate people with entertainment, and then they come back and they tell us something, and we're like, no, that was a joke.
That was a joke. We were
That
just
was a
kidding.
joke, or I was just talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Same
exactly.
words. Yeah, but Mom, you learn stuff.
You learn a
on this show.
lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You learn it. We've covered so many subjects, and we're going to learn more stuff
And
today.
if you
we're
do
gonna
jump
learn
in,
ya.
if you've just jumped in and you want to catch up, don't worry. It'll only take you 200 years.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of podcasts.
We've been
to go
going
through.
since 1832, if you weren't aware, and it's there's
1823.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I get those reversed in my mind because
Yeah.
I'm 200 plus years old.
Right. No, I get it.
yeah,
I get it. Look, 1832 was a great year for you and me.
That was a good year. That we were really hitting our stride.
We were
then.
figuring things out then. I think that's when the show really discovered itself.
But you're right. 1823. My bad.
Yeah, you're good. Hey, I love you.
I love you too.
I mean it. You guys think I mean it. I do. I love him. I love Jacob Gibbons. I don't care who knows it. I love Jacob Gibbons. I love him. Okay?
I'm going-
And if you think that's if you think that's weird or stupid, I don't care. I'm admitting it and I'm saying it out loud. I care. I love him.
I'm gonna take that soundbite and make it your ringtone when you call me. I love Noel Carroll and I love Veronica Cabone.
I love
and
Veronica
this-
Cabone.
yes,
Yeah.
That's great.
100%. How could you not?
How can you not?
All right.
Well, is it time to get down to it, or
Oh,
is
I
it
love
time?
you guys.
Oh, thanks. She's back. She's back. She repacked.
She unpacked your bags.
Unpacked. She unpacked. She was
unpacked
packing.
your
She
bags.
unpacked. She unpacked.
She's back.
She's back. She's
She's
in front of the
sitting
microphone.
down.
Although, as I say that, she turned the
She's
microphone.
in front of the microphone.
I just looked up, and the microphone's to the left of her face.
She's back in front of the microphone. It's a little askew.
Should we do a podcast?
We'll do a podcast. We'll get into it because we've done the shenanigans. We've done them up top. Now you know what you're gonna get. So you guys, today.
I'm sorry. I'm ASMRing.
Yeah, it's okay. Ready?
Today, he was building up the suspense, and I put it. I'm so sorry. Shh, Noel. Shh.
Dun 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 dun.
We're just talking about John Williams.
We were just talking about John Williams. We are not talking about John Williams, the composer. We're not talking about cinema. We're talking about
The Meg.
Sharks. Yeah, the Meg 2.
Jason Statham.
Jason.
The Meg.
Meg.
Do you remember? Were you there when we watched? You were there. Indiana
was there
Jones,
because we were
watched that
watching
trailer?
Indiana Jones,
I'm
and-
sorry to go on another tangent as you're trying to start the show.
No, it's fine.
We were watching Indiana Jones with our gang, and the Meg trailer came up, and it was the funniest thing because we're like, the first time when you see it, you're like, well, this is obviously stupid.
Yeah.
And this is absurd and ridiculous and dumb. And then Jason Statham's kind of like on a jet ski, punching a shark
sharks.
that's like a prehistoric size, massive,
gigantic.
I mean, it's absurd and it's hilarious because it just obviously wouldn't work, but he's punching it anyway. And I remember looking over at you and Clayton, and I'm like, is it cool that I want to see this?
Right? They did their job, right?
I want to see this movie.
They did their job because it looked dumb, and then all of a sudden by the end of it, you're like, I bet you'd be like cheering and like all the great action shots and everything would be like super fun.
Like I kind of want to see the
Meg
6-foot Jason Statham fight a 200-foot shark. I kind of want to see it.
It kind of looks interesting. Kind of looks fun. Yeah. Well, but that movie, as fun as it is, and many movies before, they've done a disservice to sharks because they've made people scared of sharks.
Do you know Talia?
Yeah.
My wife, for those of you who just tuned in and are still catching up a couple hundred years ago.
Even though he said that he loves me, he loves another even more, and that's his wife.
Well, equal.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that's fair. That's fair. I've made that clear to my spouse as well.
Let's not give her too much credit. It is. Yes, no, I do. Yes, so she has been she keeps showing me shark right now. In particular, for whatever reason, the shark algorithm is going bananas.
Strong. It's because we just finished Shark Week.
Every day, she sends me another video of some person who's about to get eaten by a shark.
So that's why we're doing today's episode.
Yeah, because that's not fair.
No.
It's not entirely accurate.
It's not fair and it's not true at all. And so Shark Week is something that it starts in July 23rd, and they run it for, on television, and it's all sorts of stuff that's networks, and some of it is the entertaining, the Meg 2 type content, which is the scary stuff, but other is educational. But I saw this article, and I was like, we need to talk about sharks, because I remember a while ago on our social media for Biofriendly Planet, I posted something about sharks, and one of our followers was like, it's unfortunate because a lot of the scare tactics really hurts them as a species overall. This is very similar to, how people can react to spiders and snakes. It's like they often become the villains, the bad guy, and it's like we need to balance that out sometimes. While it's fun and important to talk about the safety about sharks, which we're going to cover today, we're going to talk about why sharks are freaking awesome, and you don't need to be looking at videos online and going, that's it. This is how I go. I'm going to get eaten by a shark. I'm going to go out for a swim. It's just probably not going to happen. So we're here to alleviate those fears.
Let's alleviate.
Are you ready?
I want to alleviate some fears.
Okay. Yes.
I want to let people know that look, I'll break it down for you.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to get eaten by a shark, Jacob.
I'm probably not going to get eaten by a shark. Thank you.
You're not.
I don't think I will. And I don't think you will either.
I will not.
I don't think so. And I don't think Vernon. Oh, yeah, that's fair. The odds do point towards one of us, and it's going to be Vernon.
One out of every 3 people in a podcast get eaten by a shark.
In a podcast, yes.
Yeah, in a podcast. Specifically, because when you podcast, you spend too much time near sharks.
Yeah, we say that to discourage people from starting podcasts to compete with our own. So the article that made me think to do sharks, not only being Shark Week, but it said Americans are spotting more sharks in the water, and here's why that's a good thing. Okay, so it may feel like you've been hearing about these large creatures more often this summer, and that just might be the case. Experts say that while estimating population numbers is difficult, there are signs that some shark populations off U.S. coasts are slowly rebounding after decades of dramatic declines. So we've done a good job. And there is a positive turn, and sharks are coming back, and we're seeing them recover and restore. We're not out of the woods, but they're coming back, and that's a good thing.
So you're saying that our efforts over the last several years to kill all the sharks so they don't eat us are no longer being successful?
So in the 1960s, shark populations were good, but then they started to plummet in the 1980s.
Because we all were scared of sharks and we wanted to kill them all.
Yes.
And so we started killing all the sharks.
Absolutely. It says right here, up until the late 1960s, shark numbers remained relatively stable off U.S. shores before they began to drastically plummet as a result of overfishing, bycatch, destruction of habitats, and declines in some shark species prey. By the late 1980s, roughly 2/3 of shark populations in American oceans had vanished.
Wow.
2/3.
Gone?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not
find them.
seeing them
Couldn't
anymore.
find them.
And so it was a concern. It was like, are these populations dwindling? Are they on the endangered list?
Right.
But this guy, Dr. Bob Hueter? Hueter?
Can you spell that?
Okay. Hueter.
Okay.
Hueter? What do you think?
I'd say Hueter.
Hueter? Bob Hueter. That's a good.
Because HUE is usually hue.
Hue. That's good.
The hue of a.
Yeah.
The hue of your pants has a nice blue.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. Hueter. Bob Hueter. Good old Bobby Hueter. He works for OSearch, and he said sharks are coming back. The numbers are growing. So this is all very, very good. And it says, but do more sharks make American beaches more dangerous? No.
Jacob, why would that be? I know because I am a fan of The Meg, of Jaws, and every other classic documentary about sharks.
Okay.
And in all of them, I watched Sharknado, which is a documentary talking about how sharks literally get caught in tornadoes and then go in front of people and eat them.
Yes.
And I know it's true.
That is a documentary.
Because it's a documentary, called Sharknado.
Yeah, absolutely. Veronica's looking at us with a face that means she doesn't know about Sharknado.
You've
which
never
means,
seen Sharknado?
No.
So Sharknado was a phenomenon probably like 20 years ago.
The stupidest.
Probably early 2000s.
The stupidest movie.
It's dumb.
But-
Super dumb.
But great.
But it worked in a
But
way.
great.
Because it was so dumb.
It was a B movie, right? This is like a cheap movie that was made to scare people
Starring
into going into the
Ian
theater.
Ziering from
Of
Beverly Hills
90210.
90210.
Yes, 90210 fame. Yeah, but basically the idea was that the sharks would get caught up in tornadoes, and then the tornadoes would then throw them onto the land, and then they would eat and kill people on the land, and they called it Sharknado.
Yeah, Sharknado.
For those of you who
gosh.
don't know that we like to say jokes, it wasn't really a documentary.
It wasn't really a
None of these were
documentary.
documentaries. They were all
Yeah, they're all fictional films.
entertainment films.
Entertainment films.
But in those films, sharks obviously want to kill people only. They don't want to hunt what they like to eat.
No, they just want to kill people.
Why would they want to hunt food that they enjoy when they could eat people?
Right.
Jacob?
And that's where we're here to correct you.
Oh, I'm wrong?
Here we go.
This
It even
is a
says in the
surprise.
article. It says in the article. This is from CNN, by the way.
Okay.
It says first, let's get one thing out of the way.
Okay, one thing.
The risk of being bitten by a shark remains exceptionally, remarkably, incredibly low. Seriously, your chances are more than 1 in 3 million.
I like
That's how
those,
low.
I
them.
like those ads.
Like this.
Let's get out there.
Sharks simply are not interested in eating humans. If sharks wanted to bite people, if they wanted to, I think we'd probably have about between 10 to 20,000 shark bites a day if they were interested in biting people.
Because they're in the ocean.
They're there.
They're there.
Yes.
They can get you.
Yes.
I think that's a really important thing to
Yes.
highlight at the moment.
Yes.
They are torpedoes. Like
Absolutely.
they have been built to be the perfect water hunting machines.
Absolutely.
Okay? If they want to eat you, you cannot stop them. There is nothing you can do if you're in the
Totally.
water and they want to eat you. They are built to get whatever they want to get and eat it.
Yes.
They're efficient as heck.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
They kill, like you talk something is tasty to them, right? Like a seal.
Yeah. They're going to get it.
Seals don't have a chance. They just get murdered. The
By a
moment that
shark.
it's time and it's like they're done.
Yeah,
It's over. Forget
Yeah.
it. It's like a lion.
Yes,
That's
it's like
out-
watching a nature documentary of a cheetah or something, like pursuing something. You go, that thing is a killing machine.
It's
a predator.
You've got a herd that knows one of us is gonna die.
And everybody run. The slowest one loses.
Right.
Right.
So that's like you got to understand. It's a great point. If they wanted to eat people,
It would be
we
every
would
day.
be getting eaten constantly. No one could go in the water.
Yeah,
you couldn't go in the water
Totally.
because they would just be eating us all the time.
Going to the ocean for a visit wouldn't even be a thing.
No.
It would literally
Because
be like
they're there. If you think they're not there,
They're there.
It's a joke. I like to tell you when I was trying to get her in the water in our honeymoon
Yeah.
in Cancun.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, what about sharks?" I'm like, "Oh, there's no sharks here." Of course there were no sharks.
Of course they're there.
Of course there were sharks there. They had hammerhead sharks. It's the most vicious shark in the world.
Yeah.
Is in those waters. They love those waters. But we were never going to get eaten by a hammerhead shark.
Not at all. Not
So
at
I
all.
lied to her so
Yeah.
that she would go in the
Go
water.
Sorry, Talia. Or you probably confess that
She
later.
knows now.
She knows.
Yeah,
now.
she
Okay.
she tells the story fondly and also angrily.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
combination of I hate him, but I kind of love him,
kinda
but I
love
also hate him.
Marriage has worked. It's
Yeah.
a great dynamic to keep things hot. So anyway, that's how many bites you get. So it says, these are some statistics about the unprovoked ones, the bites, okay? But this is going to help put things at ease because I'm going to walk you through why you don't need to be afraid. And then I'm actually going to give you tips for if you did by 1 in 3 million chance come face to face. They've got some tips on things you should know if you're in the water. So you're going to leave this episode not only knowing that you shouldn't be afraid of sharks, you're going to be okay. If the off chance you're the 1 in 3 million and you came face to face, here's some things that you can do that won't attract it to think, I should eat that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Also,
we're going to give that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, just before you go in there, because you reminded me of something else.
Yes.
Have you noticed how often the bite comes with survival?
Yeah.
The person gets bit, and it's tragic because they lose an arm.
An arm.
They
or
lose a
whatever.
leg. They lose
Yeah.
a foot. They lose a hand.
They're rarely fatal.
They lose something, right?
Yeah.
And then they get to shore.
Yeah.
And they go, the shark doesn't finish the job.
No.
Why wouldn't it finish the job? Why
it's
would it
not
wound
trying to
you,
eat you.
and not eat you?
Exactly. That's
Okay?
it. That's
and
it.
and so just think about that for a second. Jacob, what is your least favorite food?
My least favorite food,
Yes.
I cannot stand walnuts and pecans.
Okay, walnuts and pecans.
Can't stand
Everybody in the audience, I want you to think about right now, what is your walnut and pecan? What's the thing that you can't stand? For me, sans fromage.
Sans fromage. She does not like the cheese
Not like
very
the cheese
much.
very much. I don't prefer avocados.
Yes, but cheese is the one that really is like it rubs you
It's
the
a
wrong
thing.
way.
Unless it's a mild cheese. I like a mild cheese. We've talked about this too much. I'm not going to get into the cheese.
No, I
things.
got
It's
you.
ridiculous. I'm trying to make a point here.
Sans fromage.
Sans fromage. Okay, so Veronica, what's a food you don't prefer?
Blue cheese?
Yes.
Blue
Oh,
cheese.
blue cheese is. You and I share that nightmare.
Very, very acquired taste.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
I like a
Blue
good
cheese. So a blue cheese and walnut pecan
Ugh.
blob is in front of us. All three of us, right here in the room.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're looking at that. Are we going to eat the blue cheese and walnut and pecan? No, probably not,
sir.
right? Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. You, ladies and gentlemen, are that thing that you just imagined that you don't like.
Yeah.
You don't like it. What happens is the shark sees blue cheese, it's got terrible vision, it confuses it for a thing you like.
Yes.
And it confuses it for cake.
Yeah. Yeah, cake. There you
And
go.
it takes a bite and goes, "Oh, sorry." That's a big,
I'll be able to find that one in the recording for the
like-
audio spike.
this is terrible. I hate this. And then they spit it out.
Yeah. And they're like, gross.
And they go away and say, like, I really regret biting that. That tastes terrible.
Terrible.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat it.
Yeah, because the majority of you swimming have had too many White Claws, and it's running through your bloodstream,
Mm-hmm.
and that freaking shark is like, what is this nonsense? So just remember, you've been out in the ocean just like, yeah.
You are a blue cheese sandwich
Yeah.
filled with White Claw. That's
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
are.
That's what you are.
That's
and
what you
the shark's
are.
like, I am an IPA guy.
And
Yeah.
walnuts.
And walnuts and pecans. Yeah.
So-
you're gross.
This is it. Yeah,
You're
it's
gross.
true.
Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, congratulations. You're gross.
Gross. So
Okay, I just want to say that.
No, I think you're right. I think
to
you're
put
right.
that out to give people a concept of like you go to the restaurant, you don't eat the thing you don't like.
Yeah.
Do you think you're special? You think the only person who doesn't like things?
Yeah.
Everybody's got things they don't like.
Yeah. Sharks got
Sharks
things they
have
don't
things
like.
they don't like.
Between
That's why you don't get eaten.
Yeah, between 2012 and 2021, that window of time, okay? So like pretty much a little under a decade. There was an average of about 76 unprovoked shark bites across the globe annually, less than 8% of which were fatal. So that's the data right there. They include accidental bites when sharks are hunting for fish in waters with low visibility. About 60% of all bites in the ISAF records are in low visibility waters. That means a shark was like, I couldn't see anything but this thing moving around that looked like cake, and it turned out to be blue cheese. So exactly to your point, they're just trying to figure things out.
Their vision isn't great.
No.
They can smell anything.
Yeah.
Their scent is fantastic. Their vision is not terrific.
Absolutely. So those are unprovoked bites. I even have
Yeah, by the way,
yeah.
unprovoked. So like if you see a shark, don't nose box it.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop.
Well, wait.
What?
That's some of the tips.
Well, okay, no. If it's hunting you, you nose box
If it's
it.
hunting you
But
nose
if you're
box
just
it.
walking up to a shark one day to like
Right,
pick him,
right.
if you nose box, you can piss him off.
Yeah, exactly. So these are the stats, and you're going to be seeing the Shark Week and all that stuff about the dangers of attacks. The attacks do happen. They do. They're very rare. Like I said, 1 in 3 million.
Mm-hmm.
But before I get into how to survive a shark attack, they have
If
counted
you're on a surfboard.
I have that coming.
Okay, go ahead.
I have that coming.
All right.
Do you want me to get right into the prevention?
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. You do your thing. I'm just here to. I just assist.
No, I'm just telling you. I have a guide here. We're gonna get right into it. Then we'll get back to this species.
I don't want to ruin your show.
It's not my show. It's your show. We're clearly on how to survive shark attacks, so we're gonna go there. And then we'll come back to why we're lucky to have them. Okay.
I want you to tell people why we're lucky to have them for sure.
Yeah, we will.
Okay. All right. Surviving.
Let's get to
surviving shark attacks.
So this article starts out by telling you some of the ones that just happened this year, and this is the videos that you're talking about. This is the information that people hear and they go, "Oh no, I don't ever want to get in the water." Yeah. So I don't even know if I should bother to read them because should I? You want to hear some of them? I mean, they're bummers. They're bummers.
No, let's not talk about the shark attack.
I don't think we need to.
I
don't think we do. I agree.
Yeah, I don't think I don't. Well, I mean, is there anything preventative about them? Is there anything that teaches us to
they're
be,
just like
are they just random?
They're just like, look, a Russian citizen was killed by a shark.
Okay, yeah, no. If it's just telling us that
this
doesn't help us trying to protect sharks.
Exactly.
Because I think I see people with harpoons already.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing is we've seen the trailer for the Meg 2. Everybody is going, that thing's going to kill me.
That's going to kill me. I better get on a jet ski and fight it.
Right. And so we don't want Jason Statham to fight the sharks, and we don't want you to fight the sharks. Right. Here's what you have to do. This is the same, by the way. I used to do scouts. If you take a bunch of kids out in the woods, you do this exact same thing for bears, snakes, spiders, anything that could cause harm. You give them a little pep talk and you say... Walruses, absolutely. You tell them these things because you go...
Ducks.
The things that going to kill you is not going to happen, especially if you don't make it a problem for this animal.
Various larvae.
Yes. You're going into their turf. Water is their home. We don't have gills.
Hummingbirds.
You are going into the ocean. That's their neighborhood. You're messing around. So you need to have respect for the environment to know what signs to look for. And this will help keep you safe of the off chance you come in contact with a shark that can't see and thinks you're a piece of cake. Ready?
Bananas.
Know your environment. If you're going to the ocean, you have to assume you could encounter a shark regardless of when or where that is. To Noel's point earlier, they're in there. Fortunately, humans aren't on the menu, and also fortunately, sharks tend to avoid people. Okay? There are places that you are likely to encounter a shark. River mouths are not the best place to swim. You should avoid estuaries, said Richard Pearson, author, shark expert, and former chair of the UK-based Shark Trust and Shark Conservation Society. Their often murky waters are a favorite with bull sharks, which are the most likely to attack humans along with great whites and tiger sharks. So those are murky waters at these river mouths. An awful lot of attacks occur in river mouths where there is silt and other material in suspension in the river. People washing their clothes, people washing themselves. So he pointed out another area where an encounter is more likely, deeper channels between the shoreline and sandbars farther out. So there's just some zones that you got to be aware of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So there's a couple things to look out, right?
Yeah.
So if you can't really see what's going on in the water,
neither can the shark.
Yep. Also, if you're in a place where you've got a lot of moving water, you've probably got fish that are going through there, right? So this is now we're talking about a place that's good hunting grounds for food. So it's like if you are, what do you love, Jacob, to eat?
I love sushi.
Sushi.
Which is fish.
So you're in a sushi restaurant. Everywhere you look, there's sushi, but it's dark. There's a lot of music playing. It's disco sushi.
Disco sushi.
It's so crazy.
Which is opening next spring.
The lights are zipping.
Sushi.
There's fog, everywhere.
This sounds like the coolest sushi restaurant ever.
It's awesome. And there's sushi as far as the eye can see. Everywhere you look, there's sushi. Sushi. Say that 5 times fast, and apparently I can't.
Yeah.
And you're eating your sushi, and then someone drops in the blue cheese in front of you, or the almond in front of you, and you grab, and you're like, ooh, and you grab, and you spit that out. Because, oh my God, there's an almond here. I had no idea there was an almond there. I was discoing.
Walnuts and pecans.
Walnuts and pecans. You like almonds. Walnuts, and you're eating walnut. You're chewing on a walnut. You're, oh God, you spit it out. Oh my God, that's so gross. I thought I was going to have sushi, but there was fog. There was disco.
It was the most.
There was music.
It was the wildest sushi
restaurant.
It was dark.
What were you supposed to do, Jacob?
No, I couldn't help myself.
You couldn't help yourself.
I went into the sushi restaurant. And
You
that's
thought it was sushi everywhere.
That's the thing. It's the ocean is a freaking sushi restaurant for these sharks. And they're like, man, what are you guys doing here? You can't even breathe underwater. You're in our way.
Dumb.
Right.
Why are you here?
Exactly. Great lead up to the next one.
Yes.
Avoid areas with fishing. So it says, before you jump in the sea, have a look around the horizon. What do you see? And the author says, which I thought was funny, it says, if you see fishing boats, forget about it. Whether the fishing activity is commercial or recreational, material will often be discarded, and unwanted dead fish, fish parts, and the action of gutting fish are all putting chum in the water and inviting attention from sharks.
So we talked a little bit about their ability to smell, to sense, right?
Yeah.
Vision maybe not so great.
Yeah.
But if you're dumping fish blood and fish guts
In the water.
over the side of the water, those sharks
They're there.
can smell it for miles.
Yeah, they're
miles.
They're coming up. They're coming up.
They want it. That's tasty.
Yeah.
That's filet mignon.
Yeah.
They're down.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. So you can stay away from it.
So if you see in the ocean, you see a bunch of fishing boats, you see a major fishing area, they're going to be around there. So steer clear of those areas. Okay. So watch for unusual. It says before you go in, watch for unusual fish activity, such as a whole bunch of small and medium-sized fish jumping out of the water. That's a possible sign of a shark might be nearby. See, these are all helpful tips. Now you're keeping an eye on these things.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope that
They are.
I hope that we're teaching some
I
things.
think so. The next is avoid dusk and dawn. Okay, swimming early.
Even on land.
Yeah. Yeah. In general, stay indoors.
Stay at dusk and dawn is when you die.
Yeah, swimming early in the morning or late at night can be lovely, but it's also the time when a shark attack is
your
most
calls.
likely. Hold your calls. Hold your calls.
We'll get to you.
We'll get to you in a little bit.
We will answer your question.
A
in a
lot
minute.
of
Please
shark attacks are the case of mistaken identity due to reduced visibility and identification ability on the behalf of the shark. So again, dusk and dawn, light is low. They're like, I don't know what's going on out here. So that's another important thing.
Yeah.
Up next, hang with lifeguards. That's just a good rule in general. Just like befriend a lifeguard.
I was a fan of Baywatch.
Yes, absolutely. And they
I
are
used
beautiful.
to hang with them every Thursday afternoon on NBC. I don't even know if that was what they were.
I don't remember either, but Baywatch, the slow motion running with the red bathing suits, we'll never forget.
Yeah. And the little lifeguard
The whatever that thing is that they hold, the red raft that they run
thing
with.
yeah.
But lifeguards are people that you should get to know.
Lifeguards are people too.
They're people too, and
Guys.
I'm tired of them being treated otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am pro lifeguard.
Pro.
I feel like they haven't been getting their due. I feel like if there's one group that just doesn't, they get oppressed.
I'm pro
I
lifeguard.
think they get knocked down and beat.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just. I want to say I'm willing
So
to say
funny.
it, Jacob. Number one,
you're so
I love
brave.
Jacob Givens.
Oh.
I'm gonna say it out loud. And two, I'm pro lifeguard. I'm pro lifeguard.
So brave.
You know what? You know what? Punish me.
Punish me
Come
for
at
it.
me, bro.
Yeah. He goes home and he puts sunblock right on his nose and spins a whistle on one finger like the lifeguards do.
And
Lifeguards
it's
are
like
cool.
zinc too. It's so you
it's
can
zinc,
see it
yeah.
on my nose.
It's
Yeah.
So it stays there. One of my
Please.
favorite of all time, Jim Carrey as a guest host on Saturday Night Live was when he played the lifeguard for the hot tub. That to this
I
day,
never saw it.
Oh my gosh!
Should I watch it?
Yeah,
Is it funny? Jim Carrey's funny.
It is Will Ferrell is the person getting in the hot tub.
I
And
already
Jim
love it.
Carrey is a lifeguard who's been assigned to this tiny body of water, and he treats the hot tub as if it's a danger for every action. And he's sitting up on the chair. He has it is one of my absolute favorites of all time. So I've never seen that one. I highly recommend,
Okay.
and I'll show you after the episode.
I cannot wait.
Okay. Up next, so get to know lifeguards. They're well versed in the area, what you should look out for. So it's good to befriend them and ask them questions about where you're swimming.
And your
they
cool
know.
factor just goes up the moment you're hanging out with them. So do it
Totally,
anyway.
totally. You
You
should
can
al-
even hang out with them at dawn and dusk if you want.
Yeah. If we're in a movie right now,
I'm in a movie.
we're in a movie, and you're like the nerdy kid who's like trying to ask somebody out,
Yeah.
right? And all the cool kids are partying on the beach, but you befriended the lifeguard, and the lifeguard's like, "Hey, Stevie, keep it cool." And then the lifeguard goes on. All the kids are like,
Oh, Stevie knows the lifeguard.
He knows the lifeguard. That's amazing. That guy's like 20.
I should
He's
hang out with Stevie now, even
Totally.
though previously I felt that he was nerdy because of his affinity for mathematics.
Absolutely. But now I've seen that the 20-year-old old man lifeguard
Thinks that he's pretty cool. Maybe I should study mathematics as well.
Totally.
Perhaps I could get a career in the
That's
future in
movie.
astrophysics.
That's the movie that we just wrote right here. Look, writers and actors are on strike, so this is as good as we're going to do right now.
If we do any better, then
We'll
it's
get
like,
in-
it's
then
like
we'll get-
crossing the picket line.
We can't cross the picket line. We can't be scabs. Okay, here's an important
In fact,
one.
even doing this podcast, I feel
It's
a little
risky. Every time we entertain them from week to week, we are crossing. The only thing that we're doing is none of this is written down, and it's off the top of our heads.
Right.
So
we're not hurting the Writers Guild.
Nope.
And we're not hurting the Screen Actors Guild. We're kind of hurting both, Jacob.
little bit.
We're monsters. Should
we stop?
Let's stop the podcast. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. This has
we
been the
will
final
we will not
Biofriendly
resume
podcast.
the show until the strike is over.
We have thank you. We appreciate your assistance,
Yes.
your time for the last 200 years.
Yes.
The podcast will
Not-
continue
once the strike
when
is
the strike
done,
is over.
and these
I
dadgum
suggest-
studios
pick up your picket signs.
Yes.
Get to and if you want Biofriendly Podcast back, you had better get these studios to agree
to play ball
a reasonable
and
contract.
be reasonable
I'm gonna
because
pass
we
on
are on
reasonable.
the side of the writers and the actors 100%.
Writers and actors, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, this is an important one. Don't wear shiny objects in the water, Veronica.
Oh, that's why I'm gonna get eaten by a shark.
I know, exactly. It comes full circle.
Well,
You're
we
going to
actually
get
did-
eaten by
yeah,
a
she's
shark
the one.
because she's got shiny objects.
Because one
on
out
her.
of 3 people in a
One
podcast
out of 3
get eaten by a shark.
people on a podcast get eaten by a shark. It says be careful with jewelry, anything that flashes, because sharks are always looking for fish. In murky water, a shark may think that flash is a sign of a meal. And you don't want your hand or foot to get confused with that. So if you're like rolling into the ocean, Mr. T style, and you're just wearing necklaces
I pity
and
the fool.
I pity the fool. You go into the ocean with rings and necklaces and jewelry from head to toe. That shark is like, that's a school of fish. I'm going to eat it.
That's not just one fish.
That's a lot of fish.
That is multiple
Yeah,
fish shining at me.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Leave your bling on the beach where it can get stolen.
Yes.
Thank you.
But if you put it in your shoe and hide it with your sock, no thief could ever penetrate such a secure system, which is always so funny when we're on the beach and you have like your phone and your keys and you put them in your shoe and then you jam your little sock in front of it. You go like,
No one's going to know it's there.
no one could possibly ever find this.
I've lost more shoes that way.
I know. I love the idea that a thief is just watching and he's like, well, now I can't
Well,
see it.
Before I was going to rob him.
But now it's in his shoe.
That's impenetrable.
Okay, so here comes the important part of the show. You've come face to face with a shark. You're in the water. It's happened. It's happened.
God.
Okay?
Here I am.
Here you are.
Okay.
We're here.
Oh, God.
It's a great white, too.
A great white?
It's a great white. It's a tiger shark. It's a hammerhead. It's one that
it's
goes.
a bull shark?
It's a bull shark. Ready?
Okay.
It says, so you're being circled by a shark.
Oh, God.
The worst thing you can do right now is panic.
Okay.
Okay? Don't.
What's up, shark?
Exactly.
How you doing, shark?
Be
What's up?
chill and cool.
Hey, I'm so dude.
Be like the lifeguards, man.
Hey, man. I'm just treading water out here.
Exactly. So
kick
it
it
says, don't start splashing around.
Yeah, I don't need to splash.
You're just going to excite insight and
just-
encourage the shark's interest.
It's just me and you, shark. We're
me
hanging
and you.
out.
Humans,
Hey,
apes,
baby, I like your fins.
humans, apes, dogs, and cats all have paws and hands.
We got paws.
If we want to explore anything, we pick it up and we touch it, we feel it, we put it to our nose, right?
That's right.
A shark ain't got no paws, ain't got no hands.
That's why I like you, shark.
So if it
you
wants-
ain't got no paws.
So if it wants
you
to
ain't got no hands.
if it wants to explore something, the only capability
Circle
it's
it,
got to do is put it in its mouth.
Of course. Fair.
Fair. That's a move. That's your move. That's why we often get exploratory bites, which don't result in death and sometimes don't even result in a serious injury.
Kablamo.
If you go swimming and splashing
They
away.
explore and you're gross.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, we're just
exactly.
going-
No,
just
you're
going
right.
back.
You're hype. You're my hype.
I'm your hype man.
You're shark hype
I'm
man
shark.
right
I'm
now.
shark. I'm just, guys, we're chilling. Just hanging out. We're shredding water. We're cool. We're easy. I'm not panicked. I'm in the water.
Yeah.
And I know he's about to take a bite, but that's cool. I'll live.
Yeah,
I taste like
absolutely.
shiitake mushrooms, which I
Shiitake
don't
mushrooms.
enjoy.
Yes, and sharks don't like shiitake mushrooms. Okay, next up, maintain eye contact.
I mean, I do that anyway.
That's right, you do. As the shark swims around you, keep your head on a swivel and try to maintain eye contact. Sharks are ambush predators. If you're turning around and facing it the whole time while it circles you, it's not going to be half as comfortable as if it's able to sneak up from behind.
Plus, they might feel that romantic connection.
Yeah. If you're lucky and you look at it and you keep your eyes on it all the time, the shark might go, someone finally sees me.
Someone sees me. Someone gets
sees
me for what I am.
who I am. Just a misunderstood shark
I
swimming
have
around this ocean.
lived a life in a family of thousands.
Thousands.
And nobody gets me.
And no one knows.
And I feel like I'm the one that everyone, all the other sharks pick on.
That's right.
And all the other sharks are making fun of me. They don't like my nose ring.
Absolutely.
They don't like the way I smell.
That's right.
They don't like how I talk with a French accent,
That's right.
even though I'm from
Sans fromage.
South Africa.
That's right. That's right.
But I talk with a French accent because I think it's cool.
South Africa.
And everybody goes like, "I don't like you, shark." And I'm like, "Man, why don't it big?" But this guy gets me because this
guy gets me.
staring at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going in circles when I'm going in circles. He won't take the eye contact off.
These
'Cause
sharks.
he loves me, and he's not panicking. He's not panicking.
It's not panicking
Am I
at
right?
all. You're right.
Am I doing it right? I'm trying to.
One. That is
Trying to be
exactly how
safe.
it goes.
Okay.
These sharks are being seen, and you get them.
See the shark.
See the shark. So you should posture your body toward the shark so it knows you see it,
I see you, baby.
and you're fine. I see you.
I see you,
Then
baby.
slowly back up towards your exit to a boat or shore. So like you look at it and then you go, you know what? I don't kiss on the first date.
Hey, baby.
You go home and listen to Evanescence,
Hey.
and we'll see you tomorrow.
This is called hard to get, baby.
It's hard to get.
I'm just backing up.
So that is.
I know you want this.
That's
but
it. That's how you get out of there. Now this is an interesting one next.
Okay, next.
Stay big or get small.
Stay big or get small.
Yes, one or the other.
Okay.
This is where it gets complicated, they said. If a shark is clearly in attack mode, you need to make yourself as big as possible in the water. During attack mode, make yourself big, okay? That doesn't mean splashing around. Just expand out your arms, legs, make yourself big, right?
Yeah.
Make yourself big as possible if they're in attack mode.
Right.
But if the shark seems to simply be passing through, roll up into a ball. Get small. So if it's not paying much attention to you and you're not doing anything, it's not coming after you at all, you just get yourself real small. And I was like, oh, and it just moves on.
Nice.
The two tactics. It's a little complicated, so you got to know what's going on here.
So, baby,
But
this is
hopefully-
why you got to stare in the eyes.
You gotta stare in the eyes.
Because you got to know.
You got to know.
Are
Exactly.
you looking for love? Are you looking to move on?
Yeah, because
And if you're looking for love, then baby, come get me. I'm
come
big.
get me, I'm big.
I want a hug.
I'm your
Give it to me, baby.
big
I
man.
love
That's right.
you, shark. I'm big.
That's right.
But if you're gonna move on,
Yeah.
you know, I gotta recover myself.
Yeah,
I gotta hide my heart because you broke it, shark.
that's right.
You broke my heart.
Now, this is the fun part for you action hero types out here. Okay, this is the fun part.
Okay.
If you are
Jason Statham.
you're Jason Statham. This is what's happening. You're looking for a fight. Okay, you're being attacked. Okay, it's coming for you. You're being attacked. It says first of all, do not play dead. Don't play dead. This isn't a bear. This isn't a bear.
I do that almost for everything, though. It's like, hey, we got a meeting in 5 minutes.
No, you can't play dead. I see you right there breathing. You got to come to the meeting.
Darn it.
So this isn't a bear, it's a shark. If you find yourself in an aggressive encounter, give it hell.
Give it hell.
Punch, kick, and poke at sensitive spots.
Yeah.
But be careful where you aim. There's all this talk about punching a shark in the nose. That's okay, but remember that
Hard.
just
It's
underneath...
right where the teeth are.
Yeah, and it says just underneath that nose is the mouth.
Right.
So they're saying, okay, yeah, if your aim is high quality and you just go right for the nose, sure. But if you just go down a little bit because it's angled this way and it's moving towards you, your fist going into the mouth hole and it's going to go...
On the bright side, he'll probably leave after that.
Yeah.
He'll take your arm off.
You lost your arm because you were
You'll
punching
go
your
for a
arm.
little bit of a ride as
Yeah.
he's twisting your arm off of the bone and
Which is
tearing
gonna-
it off, which is
gonna
going to
suck.
hurt.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be like, this was terrible,
Yes,
and then leave.
and I don't like it one
Yeah.
bit. So
yeah. That's the bright side of the nose box idea.
Yeah, that's the bright... I mean, look, you're going to lose an arm and then you're done.
And then you're done.
But it says this is a moving object in the water and you're not staying still either. So what you don't want to do is end up effectively punching at the mouth or anywhere near it. That's the advice here. So it says a
Yeah.
good shot.
Also, it's tough to punch underwater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you want to, yeah.
Unless
But
you're
go
me.
ahead.
Unless you're me.
Unless you're Jacob. It can punch so hard underwater.
So hard underwater. A good shot to the gills can also do the job. The gills are
Easier to hit.
very sensitive. Giving a shark a whack in the gills isn't a bad idea.
Yeah.
Are you carrying anything with you? If so, turn it into a weapon. If you're a diver with an underwater camera, use it. If you're a snorkeler, rip off your snorkel and use it to poke the shark.
Yeah.
I've had a lot. This is from a diver. It said, "I've had a lot of sharks come at me, and it's been enough to use a shark billy, a small metal rod between 2 and 3 feet long, and I've just given them a little nudge on their nose. It's a good idea to swim with other people. Not only does that decrease the chances of an attack," he said, "but you've got someone to assist you to a boat or shore if you're bitten." So again, I'm going to say this right now. We just did the Jason Statham action hero arm getting ripped off thing. This is 1 in 3 million chance that this is going to happen. So probably never going to come your way, never going to be an issue that you're going to face in your lifetime.
Well, you're not going to be in a river mouth going into the ocean anymore, are you?
No,
Because you learned that's a bad idea.
You learned.
Right?
You
You
learned.
figured that out. You're not going to go swimming around where the
Yeah.
fishing boats are you?
Yeah.
Because you learned that that's a bad idea.
Exactly.
Right?
So
You're probably not going to surf. Did we talk about surfing yet?
Oh yeah, there was the thing about the surfing, which was the state. Sorry, that is in the section of maintain eye contact. It says if you're surfing, track the shark with your board.
Yeah.
Let the shark know it's being watched. So that's a key. If you're on your board, you let it know you're staying with it the whole time.
So the deal about that is you look different on a surfboard than you do in the water.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're in the water, your legs are down, your head's above water, but generally your whole body's kind of down. And when the shark's looking at you, you look very odd.
Yeah.
You don't look like something typical or normal
for
a shark. You're like, what the heck is this dumb thing that's in the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because generally they're hunting things that are swimming around either under the water, or if they're on the surface, they're kind of gliding along the top, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Kind of flat. So when you're on a surfboard, you tend to look a bit more like a seal or a sea lion or something else that would be a lot tastier.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So you just
Yeah.
it's just a thing to think about.
Keep in mind
when you're off doing that. And again, surfers actually, while they do get bit, particularly in places like Australia where there's a lot of sharks, more than someone who's just swimming.
It's just the odds, right? It's just more
It's
people
still
in the
not a
water.
lot.
It's still not a lot.
But yeah, you got your surfboard. Now you've got something you can use to help spin around and keep an eye on the shark.
Yes, absolutely. So this is the last tip, and then we're going to get on to some of the amazing things that they do, because the point of this episode, again, is you don't need to be afraid. They're out to get you or harm you. You just so happen to be going. This is like if you went running in a field full of big cats in Africa, they'd be like, that's weird. What's this person doing here?
Right.
You're in their neighborhood. You're in their turf. You don't breathe underwater. What the heck are you doing there? So if we're going to coexist, you got to know some tips, but you don't need to be afraid. And that's the number one thing that we're trying to say about this episode. You don't need to be afraid. You just need to be smart.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So the last thing is slowly back away. Displace the least amount of water possible. Try not to thrash and splash around as you gradually swim backwards towards shore.
Just remember that you fell in love with a shark.
Yeah.
That you made eye contact.
Fell in love with the shark. That's the white Stripes song.
So, if you're in love with the shark and you're realizing, oh wait, but I can't stay with the shark forever, remember the shark loves you too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you start, going away too fast and get like that shark's gonna be like, wait, I thought we were a thing. I thought we were an item. So you got to be a little bit sneaky on this one, or you're kind of getting away slowly, backing out, because that shark's heart is gonna break.
It's
gonna break.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just know.
So as we close out this episode, these are 7 reasons why we're lucky to have sharks.
Oh, this is the part we've been waiting for.
This is it, okay? Yeah. So some last bit of information to kind of, once again, put your heart at ease. Mm-hmm. Of more than 375 known shark species, only about 30 are known to have attacked a human, and even those species pose little risk overall. Millions of people enter the ocean every year, yet the global yearly average for unprovoked shark attacks is 75, fewer than 10 of which are fatal, these are numbers that you've heard before. So you don't need to worry about it. So here's why sharks rule, dude. Okay. Sharks help regulate marine food webs. Okay?
They eat.
Yeah. So these systems consist of complex food webs, often with sharks at the top as apex predators. Like tigers, wolves, and their top-level predators on land, many sharks are keystone species, which means they play such key roles that their disappearance would significantly alter the ecosystem. So they are crucial to keeping the balance in the water, in the food webs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next,
Population.
population.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's like people, what we do is we either go to war with each other,
yeah.
or we superheat our planet, or whatever, or nuclear.
All sorts of horrible things that we're doing constantly.
This is how we regulate the population.
Jeez.
Famine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is what everything it's population control for everything. Like you can't have too many of anything on the planet, or it will start to naturally die off one way or another.
Yeah.
Right. And actually, the most common way people die off en masse is lack of food.
Yes.
Because there's too many of us for the amount of food that there are, and so some people die.
Yeah.
So in oceans, on land, everywhere else, you have we all watched Lion King.
Yeah.
Circle of life, right? This
Circle of life.
Things
It's the
eat
way,
each other.
It's the way things go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is important. Here's some cool stuff. It says about the recovery. It says overfishing between 1970 and 2005 led to the collapse of several large shark populations. Scalped hammerhead and tiger sharks may have declined more than 97% during that time, while smooth hammerhead, bull, and dusky sharks fell more than 99%.
Jesus.
This led to an explosion of prey species once suppressed by those predators, including hordes of cow-nosed rays that wiped out North Carolina's bay scallop fishery. So it's like you got to have the sharks to keep things in check. Otherwise, these other animals are going to take out the smaller things, and it all gets messed up. But that is all coming back, and the species are returning, and things are getting in balance again. So yay.
That's good news.
That's good news. Sharks protect coral reefs and seagrass beds.
Wow.
I know you love your reefs.
I hate that.
Oh, no. I know you love your reefs.
Very upset by this.
So that's another thing. As they've evolved along with their ecosystems over time, many sharks have grown so influential that their mere presence seems to protect the habitat. In 2013, the loss of big predatory sharks at coral reefs off northwestern Australia correlated with the rise of mesopredators. You don't want to mess around with those predators.
Around with those predators?
Like snapper and a decline of small
This stupid
herbivorous
joke
fish.
brought to you by Sesame Street.
Exactly. With fewer grazers around, algae can overwhelm a reef system and limit its ability to rebound from stress like bleaching. This is, again, kind of echoing of the previous thing, which is that it falls out. Okay.
That they're here for a reason.
They're here for a reason. Yeah. Some sharks help mitigate climate change. What?
Well, tell me about this one, Jakey.
Tiger sharks' protection of seagrass may ripple far beyond the beds. While seagrass beds occupy less than 0.2% of the planet's oceans, they account for more than 10% of all carbon absorbed annually by ocean water. Per unit area, these underwater meadows can store up to twice as much carbon as Earth's temperate and tropical forests. So, sharks
we
are
have said
protecting
that
them.
many times,
Yes.
that the ocean is where the CO2 gets absorbed.
Yes.
I mean, that's where it happens, folks. That's anything you can do to help
Those things
protect
flourish and survive.
those things that absorb carbon in the ocean should be done, because that is
Absolutely.
the quickest way to solve the problem.
Yep.
So, fantastic. I love that.
Sharks are worth more alive than dead.
Wait. You're telling me that this wanted poster that I have that says Reggie the Shark, wanted dead or alive,
I'm
going to get more money if it's alive.
You're going to get more of that bounty if you show up and you say, I got Reggie. He's mad, but he's still kicking.
Yeah, well,
swimming.
He's missing that one tooth.
He's missing a tooth because I did punch him right in the mouth.
And his hat is really cool, too.
Yeah. You're going to get more money for that bounty than if you show up with a live Reggie and not dead Reggie. Okay? So keep that in mind, Shark the bounty hunter.
I'll make sure to bring him back alive.
Yeah, bring him back alive. Although large numbers of sharks are hooked or netted accidentally as bycatch, humans also wildly hunt them for their meat and their fins, a key ingredient in the Chinese delicacy shark fin soup.
Shark fin soup.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's rarely a good idea to, what does that say? To eat shark meat or cartilage, however, since the predators are especially prone to bioaccumulation of heavy metals like mercury. And despite the purported health effects of shark fins, which are relatively flavorless, there's no evidence to suggest they confer any benefits. Yeah, so they have heavy metals in them, and not the kind that I listen to, but like things like mercury.
So you're telling me that my goal to rock hard
Is
by
not
eating sharks.
It's not going to be
Is
achieved.
failing?
Totally failing. So the reason why that's not worth it is even you're sitting here and you're going, okay, well, these people are hunting them down. They're making it into shark fin soup. But it says Australia, for instance.
Never heard of it.
You've heard. I was about to say you've heard of it. You haven't heard of it. Has 4 major shark tourism industries: great white, gray nurse, reef, and whale sharks, worth a combined $25.5 million per year. So keeping these bad boys and girls alive is more beneficial than
Mate.
hunting them down and putting them in your soup and eating mercury.
I'd love to feed the family.
That's right. You got to
And
feed the family.
if you kill all the sharks,
Yeah, you're gonna go
it's going to be difficult to do that.
That's right.
So I'd like to please ask all of you to stop hunting the sharks in the Australian waters, and I will give you in return this shiny necklace.
That's right.
Don't wear it in the water. The shark will eat you.
It's very sparkly and shiny, and he'll think you're a fish.
He'll think you're a fish. Don't go in the riverbed. River mouth. With this necklace. But if you do, remember to keep your eye on the shark, spin around in a circle as he goes around with you, and don't nose box him unless you're really good.
You're really good.
Otherwise, pop him in the gills. This has been your message from the shark tourism industry of Australia.
Appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. It was really nice of you. Thanks so much.
We'll see you next time, Jacob.
All right, see you next time.
Love having you. Being had, rather.
Do people still say fair dinkum? Is that still
Fair dinkum.
fair dinkum? That's what it is. Fair dinkum.
I'm fair dinkum, bloody oath I am. Sorry. I love the smell of gum trees since I was my
I remember fair
Some
dinkum.
places might be greener, but I don't give a damn because I'm fair dinkum, bloody oath I am. Sorry. All right, I'm off.
All right, later. What's that guy's name?
yeah.
What's his name?
He didn't tell me.
He didn't.
He wouldn't tell me.
just
He never tells me. I say, hey, guy, could you come here? And he's like, yeah, sure.
He just shows up.
And he shows up, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe his name is Guy.
So maybe you nailed it.
Like maybe I just was right.
And he's like, yeah.
Because he wouldn't tell me. So I'm like,
No worries. I got you.
because I always say, hey, what's your name, Guy? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably guy.
Like, no, I want to know your name is, Guy. Yeah. Like, fine, be a jerk. But I'm realizing that maybe he's not a jerk. Maybe he's just
not a jerk. He's an
maybe he's just a
Australian
guy
named Guy.
trying to feed his family with his shark tourism business.
I love it. All right, so I'll do these last few ones real quick because this has been a monumental episode.
How
so
long
far.
have we been here?
We're about an hour. About an hour. So we've actually talked about this one before. So no need because we did this recently about biomimicry. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about biomimicry. It says sharks are inspiring better airplanes and wind turbines. So this is, again, talking about how they're inspiring. And we talked a little bit about that in the biomimicry episode of like the swim gear it's helped inspire. But there are things about their body. So the V-shaped tooth-like scales known as denticles and how they've applied this to different
Denticles.
sites. Yeah, denticles. Cool
I
word.
remember denticles.
The denticles. Oh, you know about the denticles.
Spenticles, denticles, wallet watch.
Yeah, absolutely. From Nuns on the Run.
Yes.
Great reference. Sharks could help us battle superbugs. Sharks' denticles also give the fish other superpowers beyond aerodynamics, such as resistance to algae, barnacles, and other pests that colonize the skin of marine animals. So shark skin itself is not an antimicrobial surface, but it is highly adapted to resist attachment by these kinds of organisms. And that resistance has inspired some powerfully antimicrobial synthetic materials. So they're helping us battle superbugs.
I love it.
And then the very last one before we get out of here, which I loved that they included this in the list of 7 things it said.
Yeah.
Sharks are just inherently cool.
I agree with that, actually.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
They're just inherently cool. So
If you think
just deal
about-
with it. They're cool.
If you do think about how, like, their purpose
Yeah.
on the planet of being the apex predator in the sea,
Yeah.
and how flipping good they are at it.
They're so good at it.
They are really, really cool.
They are very cool.
I mean, in terms of they're better at it than lions. They're better at they're incredible.
They're amazing.
And they've been around for hundreds of millions of years,
Yeah.
or at least 50s. I don't know exactly.
450 million
Thank you.
years. There
A
you go.
long
I had it ready.
You had it ready.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had that ready.
Write that down. He
Did I say a bad word?
He said the A. So just write down the word.
I did? I swear it again?
You
I
did.
was swearing again?
You were swearing. He did. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, So that's how I do it. But yeah, they're great. They're great. I love them, and I think that you're right. They are inherently cool.
Yeah.
They're just an awesome
Yeah.
species.
Sharks have existed on Earth for almost 450 million years, which means they were prowling the oceans 200 million years before the first dinosaurs existed. So they've been around first. For all the reverence we give dinosaurs and their extinct ilk, it's worth noting that even older animals may have been swimming under our noses this whole time. These animals may indirectly benefit us in the ways described above, but even if they didn't, they're innately amazing creatures that deserve to exist for their own sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing that's cool about dinosaurs is that they're not here, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't know what you got till it's gone. I mean, I know that's crazy,
Yes.
but don't it always seem to go?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, you love a dinosaur because you're like, oh my gosh, something gigantic that could have been walking through here used to exist and would have been there. It's like, that's so amazing, right?
Yeah.
Or that this tyrannosaur could have torn my head off, and that's terrifying, but also how neat would it be to see one and have it not tear my head off, right? Because you think that's just
impressive.
It's impressive. It's amazing, but it's gone.
Yeah.
And because it's gone, it adds something special to it, and you kind of like, oh, I wish I could have that.
Yeah.
But do you think about the species that do exist and that are here, and how cool they are? You know, like rhinos,
So cool.
endangered, right?
Yeah.
But what a cool animal. It's
Such a
like
cool animal.
A tank with a horn, just like
Yeah. It's amazing.
runs 35 miles an hour, just rules.
Yeah.
Like there's so many awesome species that exist now today that are here
Yeah.
that are in trouble
Yeah.
that we could lose, and that later on in the future someone would be like, wow, I wish I could have seen that. I think of the Tasmanian tiger, right? That's like the classic Australian like sad story.
Yeah.
Is that they used to be all over the place in Tasmania and even other parts of Australia. They were like, there was just this crazy wild dog with this big open mouth and these weird, teeth. And it existed. It was there. It was like this cool, unusual marsupial predator.
Right.
And they're gone.
Yeah.
I'm never going to see one. No one's ever going to see one because we hunted them out. And they disappear. They're gone. And they didn't have to be.
Yeah.
That is the thing we don't think about enough, is we could be losing stuff that's here now that we take for granted because it's here.
Yes.
How crappy would it be if you couldn't see an elephant?
Yeah. Oh, it'd be terrible.
Because they've all been killed off because people wanted their tusks.
Yeah.
That's
Terrible.
That would suck.
It would.
100 years from now, a kid wants to see an elephant and they can't because they're
You
gone.
tell stories about it.
I mean, that's a disaster.
Yeah. So the good news is that sharks are on the recovery. They're coming back. We're not out of the woods.
That is great news.
It is great news.
Great news.
They're coming back and they're hunted less. They're being overfished less. And so it's a good thing. We're not out of the woods, as it says over and over again. It says, please don't count on like, oh, we're fine. They're great. We can start hunting them again. No. But like this.
They've got too much metal. Stop hunting the shark.
Stop
Leave them
eating the
alone.
sharks.
We've discussed this. The flavor sucks and they're heavy metal.
Yeah, they don't taste like anything, it says. Yeah. So it's like you don't really need to be eating them. Yeah. And you don't need to be afraid of them.
I've never had shark fin soup, so I
haven't either.
I cannot verify that.
I cannot either. But I do like
but
heavy metal.
But I believe the heavy metal idea.
Yeah.
Heavy metal's great.
Yeah. So here's a last quirks, and then we're going to get out of here. Okay, sharks have racked up a lot of incredible quirks over that time. Too many to list here. They've diversified into everything from enormous whale shark, the largest fish on Earth, to the tiny dwarf lantern shark, a deep-dwelling species that can fit into a human hand. There are cookie cutter sharks that take little chunks of flesh from living prey. Goblin sharks with protrusible jaws and giant filter feeders that gulp down plankton.
Yeah, those are crazy looking.
Greenland sharks can live.
Google the goblin shark.
Goblin shark, you should.
Yeah.
Greenland sharks can live for 400 years, not reaching sexual maturity until their 150th birthday.
Sounds a lot like me.
Boasting the longest known lifespan of any vertebrate animal. Many sharks have a legendary sense of smell, along with special organs to sense the electrical fields of prey, and hammerheads enjoy 360-degree vision.
Can you believe it?
So cool. So, that, you guys, is why you should love sharks. Don't be afraid. They're gonna leave you alone, and now you know how to avoid trouble.
I hope that this was helpful to people.
That's why we did it.
That it makes people.
I'm hoping that the people who work in shark conservation are like, thank you. We need somebody.
Finally.
We need somebody to not be saying, "Be scared, run. They're gonna kill you." They're not gonna kill you. You're fine.
Also,
You're fine.
you can't run in the water.
You really can't. Yeah,
Just,
That's just a side note. Don't
we say it all the time, but it's not going to work out for you.
It's important to repeat. Don't run in the water.
Don't run
You're not
in the
going
water.
to get
It's
anywhere.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time.
Guys, that was a really cool episode.
That was a great episode.
Great episode.
That was a great episode. That was fun.
I was a lot of fun to
That
talk
was
about
a lot
sharks,
of tangents, but I think they were good.
I think so. I think so. Look, the people who
Guy showed up.
Absolutely. There was we got a random pop by from Guy from Australia to talk about, swimming. So that being said, we're going to get out of here. Thank you again for listening and watching our show.
Yeah, tell people.
That's
how the show grows. I mean, that show's
grows with you.
Yeah,
with you.
It's been pretty incredible, actually, how well y'all have. Just keep it up. How well y'all have been growing the show. Tell people, hey, if you want to find out all the info you need on what's going on in the environment,
right here,
and then have a good time doing it.
Have a good time. Exactly. Enjoy yourself.
This is where you go.
Yeah.
This is the spot.
This is a show that you send your friend who just watched Shark Week and is now so scared that they will not go on your beach trip. You should send them this episode.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, all right. Oh, yeah. We can go. We can go.
And when you're talking to people randomly, say, hey, just look for the Biofriendly Podcast. Easy to remember. The Biofriendly Podcast.
It's easy.
On anything.
Yeah,
on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify.
Yeah. It's everywhere. Any place you can stream, it exists.
It would be ridiculous if you couldn't find it, honestly.
If you went on a streamer and it wasn't available, I would be flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted.
So with that,
flummoxed.
Here we go to the fun part. We are your beacon. Write that down.
What? Oh, I can't say his name either. No, you're right. I got to be respectful to everybody.
I'm trying.
I've got to be respectful to everybody.
Yeah.
He said Cheez-Its.
I said Cheez-Its is what I said.
Cheez-Its. He loves his Cheez-Its.
I love them. I can't eat them too much.
You can't.
Yeah,
That's why we have 3 boxes.
3 full boxes?
No, 2.
I've got 3 full boxes in the thing because I keep thinking, I'll just have a couple. And then I'm like, am I out of Cheez-Its? I should get more Cheez-Its. And then we have lots of Cheez-Its now, and I have not eaten any of them because I'm trying to watch my figure. Keep this girly figure.
Girly figure. Well,
in line.
You look great.
Thank you.
We have been your beacon of light. Thank you.
We can start. We can start the show. Finish the show?
Start the show. Okay, guys.
Right. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Biofriendly Podcast. I'm Noel, and this is Jacob. Today, we're going to talk about
sharks. Again.
Why you should fear them.
We are
They're going to kill us all.
We are your beacon of light in a gloomy environment.
Bringing you top quality content since 1823.
In science without the stiffness.
Green without the groaning.
Inspiring fear and love.
This show is about patience.
Careful, you'll catch feelings.
Okay, it is Geography Bob and alphabetical. Neonicotinoids. There's kerosene guy and Walrus Face.
Corn
Dog Rogers have had an epic battle in my head for centuries. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm never gonna get it.
You're gonna get it. Don't stop believing in yourself. You're gonna get Kerosene Guy and Corn Dog Rogers. You're gonna get it. But here's where my embarrassment comes, which is I just get in these last ones and I lose it a little bit. It was almost there. It was almost there. It was. It said this show will turn your enemies into friends. I got it.
That's great.
And then I remember yours. Yeah. It's a nonsensical. It's a fun word that begins with H.
Okay.
And we're all about it.
Haranguing.
We are
about
here.
We're all about the.
Wait.
We are down.
We are down. We are down with the.
Oh God! Really?
Yes.
We're down with the hooey.
There you go.
I suck at this.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Do you have to bleep that word too?
No. You can say suck at this. That's fine. Oh, and then before we get out of here, Veronica says, she's like,
happy nuggets and stop and smell the flowers.
Have a nice night, everybody.
Have a nice one.
We'll see you next week.
It's the Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.